Here we are then, Year 4. We're looking at diary entry from the point of view of fly in chapter 10. I've got my emotion graph here. I've got my shapes for my diary entry. I've got my steps to success. And I've got a super sentence, which is all about the night sky from Rumblestar by Abby Elphinstone this time. So I'm going to be trying to use that. We're going to get started with the first thing on our diary entry shape, which is the greeting, but we know before that we need to add in the date. So again, remembering those proper nouns, months of the year and days of the week, please, capital letters. So as always, when we're writing a diary, we've got a dear diary greeting, and then I'm going to think about my hook here. I'm going to think about how I introduce my event. Now I've had quite an eventful day. I've had quite a nice day, you know. A babe has been hailed a hero for saving the flock from the sheep warriors, and I'm feeling very proud of him. So I've had a good day. I've had a great day, in fact. So I think I'm just going to start like that. So today has been a great day. That's a good. Yeah, it's been good. You know, I'm proud. Remember, I am Fly, so I've got to be thinking like Fly. I've got to put myself in Fly's shoes. So today turned out to be a great day. It's a good start. I like that. I was proud. Was I proud? I was bursting with pride. How could I show that and not tell, though? I wonder if there's a way that I could do that. I might have to come back and do that afterwards. I was bursting with pride. Today turned out to be a great. Great's quite boring, isn't it? I'm going to do some thesaurus thinking around this word great. I think that I can improve this by looking at different words that I could use. So let's put great in the middle. I'm going to try and mind map today for my thesaurus thinking, I think. So here we go. What other words, what synonyms do I know that mean the same as great that I could use in this sentence? Well, I could use lovely. Delightful, that's quite a good one. It's got a full suffix on the end. Splendid. Today turned out to be a splendid day. Wonderful. We use wonderful quite a lot, don't we? So I'm not sure whether that's the best choice. Fantastic. Today turned out to be a fantastic day. Glorious. Now, I'm not sure if I've spelt that right. I'm going to have a look in my dictionary. It doesn't look right to me. The shape looks wrong. And then I've got fabulous. Well, I'm going to have a look at these. I think I might reject some of these already, and that's absolutely fine. I use wonderful quite a lot in my writing and lovely, so I'm going to reject those straight away. I want something different today, something that's got more impact, so delightful can go as well. Glorious. It's a glorious day. When I think of a glorious day, I think of the sun shining and the birds singing in the trees, and that's not the kind of impact I want. I want my reader to know that today has been great, but not in terms of the weather, but in terms of the events. So I'm going to go for fabulous. I could have chosen splendid or fantastic, but I've chosen fabulous. It's entirely up to you what you choose in your writing. Every author is different. So back into my writer's brain. Today turned out to be a fabulous day. I was bursting with pride. My babe is a hero. Amazing. So my babe, the hero. My babe was kind. Was a hero. But Mrs. Hoggett was like, why don't you come into the house, babe, now that you're a hero? So my babe was kindly invited into... I don't think he would have been allowed to go everywhere, so it was probably the kitchen. But Mrs. Hoggett invited him in. Now, Fly doesn't call Mr. Hoggett, Farmer Hoggett, Farmer Hoggett. She calls him the boss. So as I'm writing as Fly, I've got to try and use some of Fly's language. So my babe was kindly invited into the house by the boss's wife. Now, the wife belongs to the boss. So I know there's an apostrophe here for possession. But the rule is, if it ends in an S, if the word ends in an S, then we don't add another one. So I'm drawing up on my grammar knowledge here. So this is my greeting, and I've got my hook. So we're in the house after the sheep worrying incident, and Babe is a hero. So here are my emotions about him being a hero. I've already said I was bursting with pride, but how else can I say that? We're in the kitchen, we're in front of the fire, the warm fire. So as it's evening time, we're a little bit tired, we've had a busy day, although fabulous and fantastic. As the warm fire flickered, I'm going to remember now. I'm going to remember when I first set eyes on Babe and how I felt about it. I fondly remembered the first time I saw Babe. Or the first time I saw him. Now I'm going to use the first time again to add impact. I'm going to repeat that a couple of times. The first time I comforted him. Remember right back at the start when Babe was first introduced to Fly and her puppy, she used to lick his snout to comfort him. So I'm going back and I'm drawing on that knowledge as well. I fondly remembered the first time I saw him, the first time I comforted him, the first time he called me mum, and the wave of love that I felt for him. Because she did feel love for him. He was an orphan and she wanted to care and protect him like any mother would do. So I've used repetition here to impact on my reader. Okay, where are we going to go next? So here, look, first time. I wonder if you could get some repetition into your paragraph. It's really impactful. It shows the reader that these first time events are really important to Fly, and she remembers them. Okay, I want to talk about him being a hero now. I want to talk about Babe being a hero and saving the flock from the sheep warriors. So let me think. What am I going to say? My Babe a hero. Oh, fantastic. Amazing. My Babe a hero. Actually, what I want to say is initially we didn't think that Babe was a hero. Fly didn't think he was a hero. Fly thought that he had been the cause of the death of Ma. But they soon found out that that wasn't true. And, the least that the boss and Mrs. Hoggett could do would be to welcome him further into the household. So my Babe, a hero after all. So this is the least the boss and his wife could do. And we're talking about inviting Babe into the house. And we're still on that bit. We're deepening the moment for our reader. We're not just saying my Babe kindly invited in, and that was it. We're saying why, and we're deepening the moment. Now I'm going to use this super sentence that I stole from Abby, or didn't steal, I magpied it. And it's all about what the sky looks like. But I'm going to have to change a few words because we're not in a kingdom, we're in a farm. And I'm going to change the word flickering to something of my own. But I like that last bit of the sentence where it talks about the moon being wrapped up. So the stars were, or the moonlight wrapped the clouds in silver. I love that. Oh, bit of thesaurus thinking. I don't want flickering. So I want to think about a synonym for flickering. What do stars do? Well, they twinkle and they shine. What else do they do? Let me think. So in my writer's brain, they gleam. So gleaming, glittering. They glisten as well, don't they? Stars twinkle. We know that from Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, the nursery rhyme. Stars sparkle, a little bit like diamonds in the night sky. They glimmer and they glisten. They shimmer, shimmering. Lots of choices here. Oh, actually, star starts with an S. So wouldn't it be wonderful to get a little bit of alliteration here and choose those synonyms that do start with an S? I'm just going to reject everything else. You might want to do something different. I haven't really said how I can see the stars, so I think I'm going to have to explain that I'm looking out of the window. I don't know. I think I need to put another bit in here. Let me think. The stars were shimmering. No, I think I'm definitely going to need to change it. As I looked out of the window, I noticed, I'm doing one of these notice sentences here. As I looked up at the night sky, or out of the window would be fine. As I looked upwards towards the night sky, the stars, and we're writing about the past tense, so I'm not going to say they were shimmering because that means they're doing it now. I'm going to say the stars shimmered over the farm. It's night time, everyone is asleep, it's sleepy farm, it's not just a farm. Could have over the silent farm, over the sleepy silent farm, and the moonlight wrapped the clouds in silver. I love that imagery that Abby Elphinstone's used there, and I'm going to magpie it. You know, I could change the colour. Moonlight could be a different colour to silver. I could add in a different colour, but I'm going to choose to use that. I'm tired. Tired from the day's events. And the events belong to the day, so it's possession here. I'm tired from the day's events. I yawned. Tired and yawning, and realised that we'd been talking all night about Babe and how brave he was. I yawned and realised we'd spent the entire evening talking about how brave Babe was, how he chased off the sheep worrying dogs and tried to be by Ma's side as she was taking her final breath. I yawned and realised we had spent the whole evening chatting about Babe's brave actions. Do you notice that I keep reading my sentences back to myself? And that's something that you should do as a writer, because you can then see if it flows nicely, if it all joins together nicely. I've written brave down, but I think that I'm going to do a little bit of thesaurus thinking, my last bit of thesaurus thinking for this paragraph here. I've already done quite a bit, but that's absolutely fine. So brave, I need to think of synonyms for other ways that I can say brave that would fit in this paragraph here. So I could have bold and daring. I could use heroic. I could brave, valiant and courageous. I could say courageous. Yeah, I think that's a good choice of synonyms for brave here. Fearless as well. Fearless actions. I use fearless quite a lot though, so I don't like bold and daring. I'm just going to reject those. I've said he's a hero already, so I'm going to reject heroic. I like fearless, valiant and courageous. I use fearless quite a lot. I think I'm going to be brave myself and go for valiant. I'm going to try it in the sentence. Tired from the day's events, I yawned and realised we had spent the whole evening chatting about Babe's valiant actions. Fantastic, it's in there. I'm only still on the first part of the emotion graph. I've got my past tense verbs in here. Remembered, comforted, looked, shimmered. I have got in a time adverbial. I've got today. I've only got today, and that's right at the start. Actually, I don't think I've got anything else. But I've thought about starting my sentences in different ways, so that's okay. But I know now that that's something that I'm going to have to work on when I next write a diary entry. So we are ticking off the shapes.